Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Soul Date. It's this Soul Date. Who even guessed? Now I saw this everywhere on YouTube, and I'm like, you know what? As soon as I get my computer back, we playing it. And look at this, I'm playing it, but it's gonna be like about 1 hour, and I'm not about to play 1 hour sitting on my computer at night. I'm not about to do that. Anyways, let's go. What do I want to make my name? This game is intended for people 16 of... We are not going to talk about my age. I do not mention my age. Okay, all I know is that I'm gonna... Before we start, there's some details on how text will be displayed. When you see this font, your character will be talking to someone. The narrative and perspective will be shown like this. Your thoughts will be appeared between parentheses, and whispers are also part of the game. And without further ado, hope you enjoy. Before all was created, there was neither sky nor land, just a warm emptiness, like a breath that can't decide whether to exist or not. Within that void, something started to form, as if invisible hands were knitting the life of patience layer by layer in a sweet and delicate ritual. The warmth began to grow, enveloping? I don't know. Everything like a shield, but as soon as it disappeared, a soft breeze remained, indicating the start of something new. And so, from high above, a voice descended, clear and radiant. Your name will be... What's my name? Oh! Oh, let's see. What do I want to make my name? Okay. We're gonna name myself a female name, Juanita. Juanita! Oh, it's actually a witch. Wow, never knew. Juanita, it suits you based on your venomous style, venomous appearance. Let's see what adventures will find you in this world, little cookie. This is where your story started, Juanita. Oh, God. Day 1. The sensation of the damp ground and the touch of the grass woke me up in the middle of an extensive forest. Around me, branches creaked and soft leaves danced through the breeze that wrestled. I don't know. I almost said Brazil. Between trees so tall they seemed to swallow the sun. The air had an unusual scent. Wood mixed with a weirdly sweet like burnt sugar. But this wasn't the setting of a fairy tale. It felt savage. I struggled to get up. My edges felt fragile, almost crumbling, as if my dough was baked and brought to life just a few minutes ago. Technically speaking. I look around, trying to desperately find a pathway, a signal, anything that could guide me out of this. What? Laboration? I'm not even gonna try and do that. There seemed to be endless. I don't remember how I ended up here. My memory, it is a blank canvas. The only thing that I was certain of was that I was completely alone. Hesitantly, I started walking, trying to find my way, but every tree looked similar to the other ones, and the silence of the forest was starting to make me reckless. I'm realizing this is my dialogue, but it's my narrative. Was that a growl? Revealing its fangs, a creature came out of the bush. It looked like it was made of cake. It had an appearance of a hound, but its eyes gleamed with hunger. Get away from me! I hate my voice acting. I tried to run away carelessly until the... What? I don't know. Tree's trunk stopped me. A sharp pain in my hand startled me when it brushed against a bush. Seized by panic, I tightly closed my eyes, waiting for it to devour me. But suddenly, a voice broke the silence. Hey, leave that cookie alone. Is that Ginger Brave? Hey, leave that cookie alone. Okay. A figure rushed in at a shocking speed. I heard a piercing blow. It sounded like the sound of something slamming, and crumbles poured down like rain. Gingerbread? Is that a girl? Are you alright? Look like I made it just in time. Who's that? He's a cookie, like me. I should thank him since he saved my life. It's not a good idea to walk alone in these forests. Candy hounds don't have the best manners for strangers. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm Ginger Brave. Nice to meet you. Ginger Brave? Is that really his name? Sounds brave, I guess. Hello? You hasn't answered me yet. Are you alright? You're not hurt, aren't you? Why am I giving him a Mickey voice? Sorry, I'm just very surprised. I was scared, that's all. Thanks, Ginger Brave. If you hasn't shown up, Don't thank me. You always gotta help those who need it. But tell me, what are you doing here in the middle of the forest? It's far too dangerous to be walking around in these lands, as you've already seen. True. Truth is, I'm lost. I don't even know how we got here. I simply woke up among the leaves a while ago. What? You woke up right here? That's unbelievable. It's impossible that this cake out didn't find you earlier. This forest shows no mercy. Why am I giving you... Okay. Everyone, if I ever post this, comment down below how my acting is, because I am just going everywhere. It's the truth, I swear. I can't recall anything before opening my eyes under those trees. I have so many questions. It's killing me. He might be my only hope, since it seems like he knows his way around this world. Why am I even saying that? Gingerbrave, thanks again for saving me. Oh, don't worry about it. I do it all the time. That's what makes me a hero. But I'm glad I found you before you got hurt. Thank you. My name is Juanita. Nice to meet you, Juanita. By the way, I can't just leave you like this. Don't get me wrong, but you don't seem to have much skill in fighting monsters. You're right. No, you're right. I wouldn't even last a sec. Honestly, this place is still a mystery to me. Could you please help me? I like to stay close to you for a while at least until I understand everything that's going on. I have so many questions and it seems like you're the right cookie to answer them. I'm having a hard time understanding how this world works, and I don't even know how I got here, if you know what I mean. I get you. It's a lot of information to process, right? I'll try my best to explain. Many wars have been fought here. There was a cookie, someone with an evil heart who tried to cover everything in internal darkness. But don't let her scare you. She was defeated. Though, it's true that she left Chaos and the Beast. Well, they aren't here anymore. They're imprisoned far away from other kingdoms. Lots of kingdoms suffer because of her, but most of them are slowly recovering. I came from the Vanilla Kingdom. It's the safest place for cookies looking for a home, although we're still working on rebuilding some areas. Vanilla? That's the name of the kingdom? It sounds delicious. Delicious, I know, but apart from that, it's a wonderful place full of smiles and kind cookies. Devs, you better make Black Sapphire cookie an option. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. He's a cookie. Why am I even saying? They're all cookies, really. Like why is people? I don't know. Could you take me there? I don't feel safe in this woods, and to be honest, I have nowhere to go. Of course. I'm glad you would You want to come? It'll be a great adventure. This way, follow me, and don't get lost. Okay. I nod, feeling relief. I begin to follow Gingerbrave's steps. In my current state, I can't afford to stay behind. After a while, I managed to spot a hidden path among the bushes. Gingerbrave moved with confidence, as if he had traveled through these lands thousands of times before. As we moved, the landscape begins to change. The forest became less dense, and the trees gave way to small bushes as the air began to feel lighter. Finally, after what seems like eternity, a sweet, comforting scent of pure vanilla started to fill the air. Pure vanilla? This smells incredibly sweet. I never imagined such a place exists. The air itself felt light, warm, as if every gust of wind were an embrace. However, upon closer inspection, I noticed the peace wasn't coming without a price. A few sections of the white structure shone brighter than others, a sign of recent reconstruction. The new walls stood beside worn ancient reliefs, and a few fine cracks still ran across the walls walls like scars from a battle that time was trying to erase. Don't worry about the cracks on the walls. You'll be safe here, I promise you. I have a special friend who I'd like to introduce you. He can heal your wounds before they get worse. Heal my injuries, but I don't. I stared in at my hands, and for the first time I noticed a scratch on my palms. It might have happened when I ran into that tree trunk in the forest earlier, blinded by panic. A healer is the one who rules over this massive place? He's much more than a simple healer, Juanita. Trust me, you're in good hands. Hell no. As we moved forward, I saw a small sugar gnome working hard. Other alleyways, however, remained in deadly silence, as if they were waiting for their formal residents to return. Finally, we stopped before a large wooden door. Gingerbrave knocked softly, and the door slowly opened with a creak that echoed through the great hall, leading me into one of the castle's Within the hall, the scent of vanilla grew stronger, mingled with a golden glow that seemed to be emitted for the walls. I tried my best. And that's my mom. There was a figure radiating a light as warm as the sun. He held a staff with a blue gem, and his expression was He held a staff with a blue gem? Isn't his gem, like, on the collar? I don't know. Probably, well, in awakened form. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about non-awakened form. To be honest, I don't know. I'm actually confused now. Okay, and his expression was a very definition of compassion. Why is he bright? Well, welcome. You've been through a lot to get in here, haven't you? Yeah, I can't remember anything about how I ended up in the woods. I just woke up there and my mind still feels foggy. She was almost attacked by a candy hound. Can you believe that? If I hadn't arrived just in time, she might have crumbled. But you did. So there's no point in worrying about it. Thanks for guiding her, Gingerbrave. Yes, forgive me. I got a little carried away. This vanilla kingdom was built to be a sanctuary, a place where lost cookies can find peace and purpose again. Is that really the truth? Look, I played Cookie Run Kingdom, but here's the thing. I skipped a lot of things because they were taking forever. And I wasn't into the lore at first. I just played because I just wanted to, you know, get through the game. And now, I mean, I can go back and all and rewatch the cutscenes, but I'm too lazy for that. You have successfully completed your mission. Now please, let me take care of her. Gingerbrave, you can go rest now. I know you have traveled for days without a break, and I am deeply grateful for your loyalty. Oh, it's no big deal. You know I love helping my friends and protecting others who are in need. I'll continue exploring and do my best to help with the repair. Yeah. I trust Juanita will be in good hands with you. Gingerbread waves with his usual energy, leaving me alone with that imposing figure. The blonde man made an elegant gesture for me to follow him. Let's go. As we walked, the castle seemed to watch me. It felt like the walls themselves were breathing alongside of him. What a nice place. Everything here seems like something out of a dream. I feel such a deep sense of peace that it almost seemed unreal after all that chaos. Why would he bring me to such a private place? Who is he, really? Before we continue to... And bro speaking Spanish? Hold on, bro speaking Spanish. We don't care. Before we continue talking about what happened to you in the forest, allow me to properly introduce myself.
Mi nombre es Pure Vanilla. Soy el fundador y actual soberano del reino de vainilla.
Give me one sec. Let me save that. Is there... We got voice? I don't know. My name is Pear Vanilla Cookie. I am the leader and current savior of the Vanilla Kingdom, the place that's now shelters you. I said shelter to you. It's an honor. My name is Juanita. The honor is mine, and receiving guests is always a gift. Okay, he definitely speaking Spanish. He's a Latino. However, I am concerned about your current state. You're under a lot of stress, and your body reflects that exhaustion. I can tell you're hurt. You were injured during the escape, and you barely noticed because of the... Buddy, I don't know big words. Would you allow me to hold your hand for a moment? Yeah, of course. His voice is so delicate and calm. It's not an order, but his presence is so magnetic that it's impossible to refuse. When his finger brushes against mine, I feel a warmth unlike anything I felt before. It wasn't just heat. It was as if my dough felt stronger just from touching him. What's going on? There. You have nothing to worry about anymore. The injury was minor, but in this world, even an ignored scratch can bring complication I prefer to avoid. I like to treat wounds, but they are still small. Okay, Sugar Swamp. Kidding. The safety of those who come to my kingdom seeking refund. What? What? Refund. Good. You refuge? Whatever. Something I take extremely seriously. And in fact, while I was healing you, I made a decision regarding your stay here. Of course, as long as it doesn't make you uncomfortable. A decision? What exactly do you mean, Pure Vanilla? That you're staying in the kingdom, of course, under my protection. No one should wander the lands without a place to call home, let alone someone who'd just been born into this world in such a vulnerable state as yours. Wait, really? This is an incredibly generous offer, and you barely know me. You don't have to thank me, Juanita. You mentioned that you don't recall how you ended up in the forest, and that's unsettling to say the least. Since the war ended, many have appeared like this, with their souls shattered. With their souls shattered, desperately seeking a new beginning among the ruins. This kingdom exists precisely for that, to be the place where cookies are rebuilt, crumbled by crumble, little by little. I'll give the sugar gnomes their orders so they can start building a new home for you. However, perfection takes time, and it will be a few days before it's ready. I hope you can be patient. In the meantime, I'd like you to stay here, in this room of the castle. Here in this castle? Isn't that a bit... I wouldn't want to be blunt or cause any intervention in your plan. You are not a blunt. Burned in? It's the other way around. It would be irresponsible of me to leave you anywhere else, knowing that your memory has not yet returned. I want you to feel safe, and to feel the comfort you so desperately need, Juanita. I'll let you know when your new home is finished. His words left me speechless. His kindness was so overwhelming that for a moment I didn't know how to react. Everything was happening too fast, but I couldn't deny the immense relief. I felt relief. I felt at not having to return to that dark forest. With no memories to hold on to, this place felt like my own anarchy. Anchar in the world. And him, pure vanilla, radiant confidence that made me want to believe every one of his promises. Thank you, really, pure vanilla. I don't know how I can repay you for such kindness. I still feel a little nervous about not remembering everything, but being here makes me feel like I can finally let out the breath I've been holding. You don't have to worry about the future, Juanita. As long as you're under this roof, I'll do everything in my power to make sure you're okay. But before I let you rest, are you absolutely sure you don't remember much? Any pictures? Names? Anything other than the woods? No, I'm sorry. I just woke up in the forest out of nowhere. For the briefest of moments, his expression changed. It was almost unnoticeable, a shadow of doubt or recognition that crossed his eyes, but it was definitely there. Is something wrong? Oh, it's just that a long time ago. Oh, let me guess. Caramel cookie. We don't care about him. You know why? Because you know why? Shit. A long time ago, I met someone who had a had the weird habit of sneaking where he shouldn't. I didn't consider them an enemy, at least not at first. The beasts were recently banished to their own continent, and since then the world has remained calm. Still, peace doesn't mean danger. Danger has vanished. Sometimes it changes forms. It's not my intentions to alarm you or anything like that. I just prefer to be cautious. Why are you looking at me like that? You're like, oh! Please accept this from me, Juanita. This object possesses a blessing of protection laced with my own magic. It's not an absolute shield, but it should keep you safe from strange and dark outside influences that tries to cloud your judgment. I won't. What did it say? I won't let him again? I won't let him again. Did it say that? Oh my gosh, I am blind. Consider it a sign that you're now part of this kingdom. It's beautiful, thank you. Why am I that? I'll always carry it with me, I promise. I could swear I heard something else, but his voice was too soft that I'm not sure. That's enough for now. You can go rest. The castle is still under reconstruction, and there are areas that are still unsafe to walk through without a guide, especially at night when the gnomes work tirelessly. When conditions improve, I'll show you every corner of this kingdom myself. And if anything comes back to you, no matter how small it may seem, I'd like you to tell me right away, okay? I will, Pure Vanilla. I promise. I don't know why, but I have a strange sensation that there are 1,000 eyes watching me from the shadows of this town. This has all been pure chaos. A sweet kingdom, a forgotten war, and now I have the kingdoms for the king. I should process all this before my mind explodes. We're gonna make the yeah, we're gonna put it right there. We're gonna investigate. There's things I still understand. The most I tried to remember, the more questions came to mind. Maybe Pure Vanilla can have gone too far. The king always has unfinished business. Why did I even skip? It's always the ones that where I don't want to read and all, and then I end up skipping because it just takes forever. The hallways was almost deceit. What? But that wasn't enough to display the shadows that stretched out into the corner. I moved forward in the direction. I thought I saw him walk away, but the corridor began to branch off much more than my memory suggests. Was it this way, or did I take a wrong path? Everything looks so different under this light. I turned one corner and then another, but little by little something. Oh my gosh, why did I forget that? Our texture started to change. The walls no longer shone with their flawless icing. They look foreshame, almost dry. There was a section of the castle where the sugar was cracked, the doorway sealed by old wooden boards, and the structure unstable. Great, I think I got lost in the worst possible way. I tried to retract my steps, but the path seemed to stretch and twist, becoming identical as if the castle was a living organism that didn't want to leave me or let me leave. Just what I need to get lost. I moved forward cautiously, noticing that the floor was covered with temporary placed wooden boards. I suppose this area is still awaiting its turn for reconstruction, though it feels more like a forgotten place than one under whatever. I took one step, then another, holding my breath so as not to disturb the silence of the place. The creaking of the wood beneath me re-stabbed with unexpected force, making my heart leap. Ah! No! The wood broke beneath my feet. Before my hand could grasp on the solid, the ground disappeared. I felt the utter emptiness of the fall. Shadow Mokage! I sat up, slowly brushing the dust off my clothes. I expected to find myself in a cellar or the castle's foundation, but what I saw before me made no sense. It was a garden, but it felt ancient. I was trapped in a silence so thick it hurts, as if time had stopped there. What? Eons ago? I looked up, searching for the castle's roof, but instead there was only an endless night sky. This can't be inside the castle. Is it an illusion? Did I hit my head too hard? In the center of the garden there was a tree without a single leaf on its dark branches, like skeletal fingers trying to catch the starlight. It looked like an ancient entity, something that had been there long before the first stone of the kingdom was laid, and hanging from one of those twisted branches was a single piece of fruit, an apple. It glowed with an intense blue. I'm just gonna say that. Bathing the trunk in grass in a... Oh my friggin' gosh. Okay, whatever, glow. I approached step by step, unable to look away. I felt drawn to it, a curiosity that burned stronger than fear. The apple hung at my eye level. Its light was soft, yet it vibrated with an energy I'd never seen before in a fruit. It looked perfect, too perfect to be real. No! A sharp crack behind me broke the spell. I turned around, my pulse racing. There was no one there. Then a voice slipped into my thoughts, playfully and sharp. Who the hell is that? You see it, don't you? Who's there? Hello? This fruit is a beautiful tragedy, don't you think? It looks like it's been waiting for all eternity so you can find it. My gaze returned to the apple. For an instant, its light pulsed rhythmically, as if it had a heart beating inside. It must be delicious, sweet, juicy, so delicious. I can almost taste your curiosity from here. Sorry. I swallowed hard. There was something strange about that voice. Childlike, yet ancient. Kind, yet laced with main lice. Main lice. Mao lice? Whatever. The scent chills down my spine. Among the shadows of the trees, I thought I saw a flash, as if something was moving with a grace of a puppet. That apple. It really does look more delicious than anything I ever tasted. My body is telling me to take it. You can take it. No one's watching, sweetheart. That's there for you, a little gift from fate. Or are you going to be a boring cookie and let this very special opportunity pass you by? I'm taking the apple. Almost unaware of my own steps, I approached the blue apple. It was as if the invisible thread was pulling to my chest, a force I couldn't or wouldn't resist. It's strange. Its brightness isn't natural, but I can't look away. Right when I was close enough to feel its cold glaze, something stirred among the dead branches, a faint rustle that cut through the silence like a blade. Who is that? A snake with blue and black scales slitted along the branches. Its eyes arched, whatever, looked me to the spot as they watched me. A snake? My instinct screamed to run, to flee from here right now, but my legs felt as heavy as lead. No, I don't want to leave. Why would I want to leave this perfect place? There's absolutely nothing to fear, little cookie. His voice seeped into my mind again. This time, sweeter, almost velvety, dissolving my fears before they could take root. Just a little bite. Nothing bad will happen. I promise. I extended my hands without further hesitation, as if my arm were being moved by an external will that I accept as my own. My fingers touched the surface of the apple. It was cold, smooth as grass, perfect, untouched by any imperfection of the real world. It feels good, too good, as if this is what I was really missing. Without thinking twice, I sank my teeth into the fruit. The taste hit me immediately, an explosive of sweetness at first, smooth as silk, but with an acidic and electric undertone that clung to my tongue. Not bad, in fact. It's the most delicious thing. I slowly blinked, trying to focus my vision, but the world began to tilt. The air began to dense, heavy as if I were trying to breathe underwater. My head began to cloud over. My thoughts began become slow, fragment, and impossible to hold onto And you know what? I forgot to save the other. Am I gonna die? For more than a sec. What's happening to me? My body, I feel weird, like it's fading away. I tried to stand up on my feet, but my knees gave out. I felt myself falling, not the ground, but into a velvet void. I'm so sleepy. I shouldn't close my eyes, but I can't fight it back. Why is the song? Shh, it's over. You don't need to resist any longer, sweetheart. His voice was right in my ear this time. I could feel an icy breath breathing across my neck. I tried to turn my head to see his face, but my sense shut down one by one. The world began a blur of blue and shadows. Now, rest. The last thing I felt before the darkness completely claimed me was an sensation like invisible threads were embracing me with terrifying gentleness. When I opened my eyes, the world I knew had crumbled. I was no longer in the garden, nor in the safety of pure vanilla. The walls here seemed alive, reaching into endless darkness, and objects vibrated with an unsettling pulse whenever I stared at them. Where am I? Everything feels like a distorted reflection of a reality. Hello, is anyone here? Oh, you woken up just in time. I was getting bored of being the only one here. Wait, where's... You know what? I like my voice for Shadow Milk Cookie. Who said that? Show yourself. Here! It is I, the great and powerful. Yeah. Although searching for me is part of the fun of the show, don't you think? A little suspense never hurts. Who are you and why am I here? Straight to the point. I love that enthusiastic energy. Although I thought the first thing a normal cookie would ask would be where we are. Okay, I'll do it your way. Where am I? I'm glad your curiosity is stronger than your fears, sweetheart. You're in the perfect corner for the conversation no one else dares to have. That doesn't answer my question. These are just empty words. Of course it does. Just not the boring geographical answer your little head was hoping to hear. You built this place? It's disturbing. Can't you see my personal touch? Every odd detail, every letter floating whatever of gravity, every door that leads nowhere, it's all mine. My masterpiece. So you brought me here against my will? Not exactly. You bent the apple of your own accord, you fool. I only laid the bet, but it was you who decided to salvage it. You were that voice? The one that was tempting me in the woods? It was a trap from the beginning? Trap is such a cruel word. I'd rather call it irresistible invitation you couldn't say no to. Well, I don't like the way you invited people. Darling, I never said you have to enjoy. Forget it. Just tell me who you are. Who am I? That's a million-coin question, isn't it? I'm an artist. The one of the greatest to ever shape this senseless world. This has gotta be a joke. You never answered clearly and you just beat around the bush. You're the one who doesn't know how to ask the proper question. So I'll tell you a little story to show you how good of an artist I am. Long ago, there were cookies chosen by individual hands. Witches' hands, to be precise. Hey, I could take internal sugar cookie. I could take silent saw, not this fucker. I did not say that. I said cracker. Perfect creatures, baked with a sacred purpose and glorious desire. Destiny. Or so they believe. They lived in a dazzling kingdoms full of light, where every smile was a mask to hide a truth no one dared to question. Because when everything seems perfect on stage, that's when it's easier to hide the cracks behind the curtains. Can you get to the point already? What? Patience, sweetheart. The best stories aren't rushed, they're savage like a good gummy bear. Over time, these cookies begin to doubt everything, including their own existence. Why is it like that? They were enlightened, they understood that their world was meaningless and tried to shape it with their own hands, but others didn't like the truth. Oh yes, their own followers turned their backs on them, calling them beasts just for wanting to see beyond. Are you talking about the same beast that attacked the kingdoms? I heard something about them. Attack! What a convenient word for history books. Tell me, if someone break their chains violently because it's the only way to be free, would you call them a beast? That doesn't change the fact that there was a world war. War. Anyways, I'm gonna have to save it because I have to go to sleep, but if you guys want part 2 or whatever, I don't know. Just don't know. But I gotta save it and all, so. Yeah, I got it on the save. Yeah, I saved it. Buddy, I saved it. See, look, it's right there. But yeah, if you guys want part 2 tomorrow, I'm gonna do part 2 actually. Really, I'm gonna do the entire thing. I don't even know what route I'm going for. I'm just going for a Shadow Mode Cookies route first. And then start from there. But I gotta, I gotta go to sleep. Anyways. I would say like the video and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a video and all. And yeah, really I don't have nothing to say. I mean, that's all up to you if you want to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't want to miss a video and like the video. It's all up to you guys. Anyways, I see you guys later.